When I tell people I'm involved in the real estate business, instantly they think, well, I'm looking at buying a house, which is great. That's a good thing to think about, right? A single family home is one aspect of the real estate food group, right? We got townhouses, condos, 2 to 4 unit, we call residential income. 5+ unit, we call it multifamily commercial. Retail property, that's the property you're sitting in. This is a retail property. Office property, industrial property. Industrial property, that's going to be warehouses, R&D, R&D is research and development. Hospitality, that's going to be, hotels, motels. The list goes on and on. These are the top real estate food groups, okay? I focus in on multifamily, okay? That's my sweet spot. Doesn't mean I don't do other product types. Like I bought this property, right? It's retail. Done single family flips. But my sweet spot, what I love, what I teach and preach is multifamily properties. Why is that? Well, a couple things. Stable cash flow during the holding period. So holding period is when you own the property, right? I say that having seen the good, the bad, and the ugly over the last 12 years in real estate. When the market crashed, right, in 2009, prices dropped 70% in some markets, 80% in some markets, right? But vacancy rates, they didn't drop 70%. They maybe dropped about 5–10% in the Bay Area. Stockton, Sacramento, maybe 10–15%. They didn't drop off 70%. Why is that? You get foreclosed on, you lose your house. That sucks. It's not a cool thing. But you know what? You're resilient. You got a family. You're not just going to most people, you're not just going to come out here to the 24th of Telegraph and roll up on the sidewalk and say, hey, here's where I'm at, right? You need some shelter. It's a couple of people out there. That's what I'm saying. It's not everybody. But what I'm saying is it's a necessity, right? It's not something that is an exotic program that was just here today, going tomorrow. It's an absolute necessity. So when the market went bad, people needed a place to live. Their credit was screwed, but they needed a place to live. So in the worst of times, the vacancy rate didn't drop at the rate of prices, Neither did rent rates. Rental rates only dropped about 10–15%. So there was stability during the cash flow, even in the worst possible economic times. All right? And that's why I say high occupancy rates historically and currently. Currently, in the good environment, forget about it. Anybody pay attention to any of the Marcus and Millitrap reports? I know that might be foreign to you guys, but Marcus and Millitrap is probably the top apartment brokerage in the country. They just came out with their 2015 apartment market report. Guess who's got the lowest vacancy rate in the country? Guess. City, major city. Oakland has the lowest vacancy rate in front of San Francisco, in front of New York City. Who would have thought that, right? Who would have thought it?
Oakland in front of the city?
Oakland more than the city. More than New York City. Now, here's the deal. Part of that's because we don't have 1 million skyscrapers, right? We don't have 1 million buildings yet. But we got a huge amount of demand. So now, I can forget about it. Holly, we were just talking about rents. This is a hot spot, you guys. But even in places like Stockton, which is, nothing bad about Stockton, but they got hit hard. Now, their vacancy rate is back to under 10%. Their rents have shot back up. Their prices have shot back up. That's why I like multifamily property. Also, it's a great generator of wealth, and it's a great preserver of wealth. So in other words, if you're looking on, hey, how do I come up in the world? How do I live the American dream? It's a great way to leverage yourself. Anybody play Monopoly? What is the formula? 4 green houses, 1 red hotel. Did I say that right? Right? So apartments allow you to do that. It gives you a leverage. You got 10 units, somebody moves out, you still got 9 units paying you, right? You got a ton of money, you're sitting on a bunch of money, and you're sitting here saying, well, I don't want to lose this money. I'm just looking to beat inflation, all right? I'm looking to, not pay a bunch of taxes. Well, then that's why you buy property in San Francisco. And that's why people say, well, how do these people buy these properties in San Francisco for these crazy prices? That doesn't make any sense. They're stupid. Not necessarily. Because they got a lot of cash and they got to do something with it, right? What better market would you have your money than in San Francisco, right? So that it's a great generator of wealth. It's a great preserver of wealth. It does both.